and welcome to the Artist Behind the Music. Today, our special guest is Natalie Pearson. Welcome to the show, girl.
Hello. Good morning from Australia.
Yes, good morning. I've got my coffee here. It's nighttime, but I'm living in the Oz hours right now for you.
Love it.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear more about your career, your journey, and how you got started. So let's go backwards a little bit and kind of dive into the beginning days of your music journey and what inspired you and what was the road like to get to where you are today?
I think I've always been involved in music. My very earliest memory is singing and performing. So I think my mum picked up on that when I was little. A few of her friends were like listening to me sing along with TV commercials and to musicals on the TV, and just being like, you know what, she can actually hold a tune. You might want to hone in on that. So my mum put me into lessons when I was little, and then my whole life I've just been on the stage. I've done musicals, went to a performing arts school, performed overseas on cruise ships, and then joined a band and started playing pubs when I was old enough to. So I've literally never not done music. And then now that I'm doing my own music, I'm starting to get into the festival scene and open for other artists, and building my own fan base and trying to, get my own shows happening and getting bigger and bigger, hopefully.
Yeah, always fingers crossed. You know what? I think you just stay persistent and it grows. It's inevitable. If you don't stay persistent, it won't grow. And if you do, there's no other option, right? You got to just keep going. I love that. Cool. Let's talk about cruise ships. What was that like?
It was good. I was a dancer actually on cruise ships.
Cool.
So that was for like 2 years. I did like a little performing stint in there of doing the Broadway style shows on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah, a few of that. There was a country show on there as well, which was my favorite one. And it was kind of before I really got into country music. Like I was listening to country music in the 90s when it was mainstream radio. But then it was kind of seen as something a little bit uncool. Then I did this country show, and it was out of Galveston, Texas. And of course, like country music is massive over in the States.
Sure.
So yeah, more so than in Australia. And so when I started doing that, I was like, I really love this show. And then I came back, joined a band, and started doing like pop rock covers, and I started releasing that and saying, yeah, it's pop rock, and everyone's like, no, it's country. And I was like, it's not country. They're like, it's country. So I've kind of embraced that. That's probably my natural sound. In the last few years I've been like, okay, it's country.
Totally. That's funny how just your sound, because I kind of started the same way, like pop rock as my original stuff, and just kind of merged into the country artist. But it's neat when you just keep exploring who you are, your natural elements just start to shine and people start to notice and you start to recognize. And it's cool when you really start to sit in the pocket of what you're really good at.
Yeah, that's it. And country is so there's so many subgenres in there as well. Yes, it's under the country umbrella, but I lean a little bit towards pop, a little bit more towards rock anyway. So it's kind of like I can, go between the two and still stay in that genre.
Totally. I love that. I mean, country is just becoming such a broad term now. I find it's just, there's so many subgenres in country. I mean, there's like that bro country, if that's what they call it, and there's like super pop country, and there's the singer-songwriter country, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. I think there's even rap country at the moment now.
It's everywhere. It's all over the map. But I make the authentic music, and that's all you gotta do. That's really it. People will listen. Where do you pull your inspiration from?
I like listening to other music, and I find that just like listening to music a lot makes me feel really creative. And then when I go into a writing session, I'm kind of in the headspace of listening to lyrics of songs and being like, that's really clever, and I want to write a song that's a double meaning or whatever. I get inspired by listening to what other people are creatively putting out. And then what I write about, I write about mostly relationships or previous relationships, that kind of thing. I guess that's kind of the go-to for most people anyway. It's way harder to write happier songs than it is to write sad songs, I find. Which
I always find that an interesting question. Yeah, I find people either really are good at writing happy, upbeat songs or really great at writing like slower ballad, sad songs. It's just
yeah. Lately, I've been writing a few like attitudey songs where I'm just like all the sass, and then I'm like, well, I hope people don't think that I'm just this angry person because I'm really not. But
totally. But that's what's so cool about music, right? It's just an expression of a emotion. It's not the whole piece of you. It's just a tiny slice of you.
Exactly. And everybody goes through those emotions too. So, you know,
Exactly.
we've got to realize that everybody feels like that. And I think when you write about songs or emotions that maybe people, you know, is not in the forefront all the time, it kind of validates people to go like, yeah, I feel jealous sometimes, or, you know, like to be like, it's okay. That's like a natural, you know, a natural emotion to have. And it's validating other people to say, oh, well, if I felt like angry over that thing, well, yeah, I should have felt angry over that because that's valid.
Yes.
So,
I really love how you just named that. I think it's really important to talk about the harder emotions because I'm a very positive person and I love putting positive energy out into the world. But then there's also like the darker stuff and the hard feelings that we all feel as human. And it's just really important to have conversations, write songs about it, be open to talking about those darker, deeper feelings and emotions. I mean, yeah, I post positive things all the time, but it doesn't mean every single day is all like gold sparkles and sunshine, you know? It's like you just sometimes really need to dig deep to find those gold sparkles and sunshine. And through music and conversation, it's just a really nice, relatable way, right? It's important to share those things.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are some tools that you use to get through maybe the darker, cloudier days in life?
I don't really have tools as such, and I do have those dark, cloudy days, and sometimes you just got to go, okay, this day, I'm not going to get anything done. Like I've just got to be like, I can't fight it. I've just got to be like, all right, well, this day my brain is not going to work, so I'm just going to have a chill day and go with that. And then I guess, you know, having support from other people who, you know, you can say, hey, I'm just not coping today. I'm having a really just horrible day, and just having someone to be like, it, you know, it's okay, it'll pass, or even go through the like talking you through like whether that's actually a rational thought or not. Like, you know, going, well, it's not that everything is happening that's bad. It's just these few things today that's, you know, not going your way. Like just to have somebody outside to be like, in the voice of reason, I guess, like that kind of helps. Yeah.
For sure. And you know what? I love that too. It's just some days you're just not getting something done. And that's okay. Like be okay with the lounging.
Yeah, that's it. Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. That's it. What's your favorite Netflix show right now?
I haven't really been watching that much Netflix lately, but Grey's Anatomy. I love that.
So good.
And I don't know if it's Stan or Netflix, but Nashville, the TV series. I can just watch that all day, every day. I love that. So,
right? I know. I love those shows. I love those just super girly shows that I can just go sit in the dark and just watch by myself and just tune out the world and catch up on Grey's Anatomy. I just love that show. I've been watching that since the very beginning. And their music, so good.
The music's my favorite part about the show. I'm always like on Shazam just being like, what is this song? I love this version.
Right?
It's so good.
So good.
It'd be a dream to just, I think that's one of the, you know, bucket list things, like get my song on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, we'll put it out into the universe.
Manifest it.
It's out there. That's awesome. What would you say after this crazy year that we've just had and we're continuously going through, what would you say your biggest takeaway would be? Positive or negative, or both?
Yeah, work-life balance. In both a positive and negative way. I feel like before COVID happened, I was, because I was full-time musician, I just moved kind of interstate, and every gig was like my rent paid, or was, you know, something that I really needed to have. So I was hustling for any gig, and I was doing gigs that I really didn't want to do, or for pay that was really under what I should have been paid, because I was like, well, it's better than nothing. So I'd rather just work so that I can get all this done. And when COVID kind of took everything away, I was like, I have no purpose now. I don't have anything to hustle for. And I realized how much I had actually put so much weight of what my life was about was into hustling for work. And so when I didn't have that anymore, I was actually making time to catch up with friends. I was actually going, like maybe I'll put some time and effort into like looking after myself and eating well and going to the gym. And like now that things are starting to come back, I've got another job as well, just to, pay the bills, but that has taken the pressure off doing the gigs that I don't want to do. Like now I can, on the weekends, I can say yes to the gigs that I feel align with what I want to do, or are the right price, or the support opportunities or the festival opportunities that are coming up that sometimes don't pay very well. But before I was saying no to them because I had to take a cover gig, like a paying gig or a corporate gig, something that was going to pay my rent. But now I can actually say yes to those other opportunities because I know that I've got something else that's covering the payment, and it's like, like 3 days a week or 4 days a week. It's like, not something completely not to do with music, that I can take the pressure off. And now, I'm doing music for the love of it again.
I love that. That's so nice to hear. It's so true that hustle, it hurts and it's hard on people. And I think sometimes we don't even realize how hard we're working or how hard we're hustling until we are forced to stop. And I feel like that's a really common thing that's coming up with people all over the world too. Like, it's just so interesting to me how hard everybody was working before and how it's unnecessary, because you can't perform your best when you're exhausted.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like, it's called what's the word? Living to work or working to live. Like, which one are you doing? Because we're here to, like, what are we earning all this money for? What are we working so hard for? It's to enjoy life. Like, it's to do the things that we want to do. So, like, why waste all of our life working to just enjoy the time when we're like old and ready to retire?
I know. Right? And then we're still going to be so addicted to working that we're still going to be working. It's so true. So true. So let's talk a little bit more about music. What kind of exciting things do you have going on, and what kind of fun things do you have coming up?
Yeah, I've just been in the studio actually this week doing production on a few new songs that I'll be putting out next year. But for the rest of this year, I've got a few tracks to release. So Strongman, I just put out only recently. The video came out just now. So that's pretty cool. And then the next one that I'll put out will be an acoustic version of Strongman. Then I've got a cover that I'm going to release, and then a duet to release as well with another artist, Brooke. So the rest of the year I've got lots of music coming and lots of videos as well for all of those things.
Awesome.
And then a whole new project next year.
Yay, that's so exciting. So fun. So lots to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And the shows as well to back it up. So festivals and support gigs as well. I'm just like, fill up the calendar with all the good things that I love to do.
Oh yes, it's so important. And I'm so happy for you guys to be out playing music again and living the musical journey.
Yes, we're very lucky in Australia to have got a hold of it, I guess, early. So yeah, our music scene is more open than yours. I'm sorry. At the moment.
No, I can't wait to come travel.
Yes,
soon.
come to Australia.
Yeah, I'll have to sneak in.
Yeah.
Or next year. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I would love to hear your song that you're going to play for us today if you're ready.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a song called Plan B, and it's about not being second choice. So you kind of always, in a relationship or just in life, I guess, if someone's not giving you that time of day to be their first preference, and you're only kind of like well, if my other plans fall through, then I'll give you a call. Well, that's not a way to live. So this song is about being Plan A. It's called Plan B. I thought we were strong. Thought we could have it all. You were saying everything Gympie.
Woo! I love that song.
In the morning is fun.
Oh, I know you did amazing, and I love that. I want to hear it again. It's so good.
Thank you so much.
You know, I just love when I can hear a song done acoustically, and it just like makes you feel so lit up. Like I could have been in a field dancing to that.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much.
Yes, awesome message, awesome song, awesome country pop. I love it. So good.
Thank you.
So good. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me on The Artist Behind the Music. It's been so nice chatting with you, hearing a little bit more about your story. I always love to sum these episodes up with the question, if you had one message to share with the world, what would it be?
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
I think my dad, I was having some issues once, and my dad he got me this book. It was called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And it's just that message of like, what's the worst thing that can happen? If that happens, so what? If that happens, you'll deal. So that I think has always kind of gone with me through life, is feel the fear and do it anyway. Because even if the worst happens, you'll be okay.
Totally. I love that. That's a beautiful message. We should all, fear is something that we all feel. It's another human emotion, another human experience. So when you feel the fear, I always say just like run towards it, because that's when the real good stuff happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Okay, well, let's keep running through 2021 with the fear. I love it. That's awesome. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I can't wait to see what else you have in store this year.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.